When it comes to commanding respect, you might feel like you've been counted out. You might feel like you've been doubted. You might feel like you're the forgotten, the lost, the fallen. This video is for you. I'm going to teach you how to command mafia, boss level respect. Number one, appearance. How you look, how you take care of yourself. Mess around with some styles. I'm not saying you got to be all out flashy, always in a suit, but put thought and intention behind how you look, what you wear, your hairstyle, your skin. You got to consider all these things because first impressions matter. First impressions are very important. What people think shouldn't matter. How I dress shouldn't matter. How I shouldn't have to change for somebody else's perspective. It's not about what people think. It's not about their judgment upon you. It's about how you're choosing to display yourself out to the world and what you're trying to tell the world. So if you're like, I don't care what people think, I don't care, I'm gonna dress like however I want, you're gonna show that in the way you dress. You're gonna show that you don't care. Guess what? First of all, that doesn't command respect. Second of all, super unattractive. You want to take pride in who you are and what you do, and so your appearance should say something about you in that way. And I want you to keep in mind that fitness is a status symbol. A nice physique, or a nice frame at least under clothes, is a status symbol. A fit physique communicates effort, discipline that not many people have, especially here in America. Guess what? That goes back to the outfits and choosing your style and all this stuff. I can go out with this, some joggers and some slides or sandals or whatever, or even like a t-shirt, joggers and slides with no thought to my outfit, and I'll still look good because I feel it in my shirt. But you could tell that I train. You could tell that I've put years and efforts into my body, and so that gets respect regardless, and that looks good regardless. As opposed to when I gained weight, right? When I was chubbier, yeah, I had a nice frame under my shirt, but my stomach poked out a little bit more. So guess what? I had to wear more hoodies now. I had to try to hide my physique, and that's why being fit is very important. It's very vital to the first impressions, to your appearance, and how you get that respect. Having a good physique is very respectable. Being strong is very respectable because, like I said, it shows a level of discipline. It shows a level of focus and consistency that you've put in, a physical manifestation of who you are inside and what your mind is like. So at least for me, like, I can get away with dressing how I want because I'm more in shape. Number two is language. Speak clearly and speak with intention. Improve your vocabulary. Remove cursing. And this is a bad habit that I have because I curse like a sailor. I'm trying to improve, trying to get better, and I have been working on it. But look respectable and learn to articulate yourself well and to express yourself well. Less is more. Don't talk just to talk, because the thing about when you talk a lot, when you're a certified yapper, their word means a lot less. When they talk, their advice or whatever is appreciated a lot less. It's less respected because they're always talking, they're always saying some crazy shit. Like, man, just shut up, go over there. And I'm sure you've seen that before too with people that talk a lot, especially for no reason. But when you're silent, you're calm, cool, and collected, and you don't speak a lot, you observe a lot. What you have to say holds a lot more weight. So you want to make sure that every time you do speak, it's something meaningful. It has a purpose. And just ask yourself. I think there's a philosophy behind that. There's a quote, but I just can't remember right now. But is what I am about to say beneficial to the conversation and if it's not, then it's not important. You shouldn't be saying it. Whether if it's good or bad, it could be something completely unrelated, but is it beneficial to the conversation? Does it hold weight to it? If not, then don't talk. Stay mysterious, stay cool. That grants you that respect. Back to the vocabulary and speaking well. The reason why I talk about this is because in minority communities like mine and others, especially when we're from, we like to take pride in where we're from. We like to take pride in how we talk, in our lingo. But I often find that we clown on people that have a better vocabulary, that speak clearly, and then we want to try to clown on them and say that they're whitewashed or that they're a sellout. We treat them some type of way, and that's the worst thing you can do. You're the real sellout. You're holding your community back in that way. Because why does speaking in a more educated manner, speaking respectfully, speaking articulately, having a better vocabulary, why does it have to be associated with being a sellout? With a color? Why can't that be associated with your color because it's something positive, it's something right, or with your community? Because the problem is that while you're here pointing your finger, laughing at that person, they're improving the community in their way by trying to improve themselves, improve their knowledge, improve the way that they speak and act. They're setting an example of what success should be like, what respect should be like. And while you're calling them a sellout, while you're calling them whitewash and all these jokes, they're doing more for the community than you ever will. So the joke is truly on you. Who's the real enemy here? And another thing about language is us as men that we need, and is communicating our emotions. You don't gotta say, oh, I'm sad and complaining, or even show weakness, because that's even a hard thing for me, is telling people my problems. And I'm not saying showing your problems is weak, but I don't like putting my problems upon other people. I don't like burdening them with that, and I don't like seeking pity from other people. Right? A trait that I need to work on. You're having a rough day. Maybe you're not feeling it. And you come home and your family or friends, they notice the energy's off. And they're acting like how they normally act. But you're taking it out on them, or you're acting some type of way. You're being cold and distant. And then when they ask you what's going on, what's wrong, and this is what I do. I say nothing. I'm good. I'm fine. Nothing. And that's not the right way. That's not the right way you should be acting. That's not how you communicate as a man. That's not how you express yourself properly. That does not gain you respect. That gains resentment amongst the people around you. That gains future problems amongst the people around you. So you want to communicate and articulate. Like, listen, I had a rough day at work. Listen, listen, I had a rough day, or I'm not feeling well, whatever it is, give me 30 minutes. There's nothing wrong with you. There's no problem with you. I just need to think, or I just need to do this real quick, or I'm gonna go take a walk, or I'm gonna get some time, and then I should be okay. I should be good. You want to talk about it? No, I don't really want to talk about it, but I'm just gonna figure some things out, and I should be okay. I should be okay. I don't mean to act any type of way with you guys. It's just that I just had a rough day, or I'm not feeling well, whatever it is. That's acceptable. That's enough. That's a good way to communicate yourself. And that will gain you respect amongst your peers. That's how a leader should conduct himself. Because if not, if you don't speak on it, then you create that separation amongst your peers and yourself. Number 3, and this is probably a very important one, and it's boundaries. Respect starts with how you value your time and your energy. Sometimes people might unintentionally cross a boundary. Sometimes people might unintentionally cross a line. My problem was that, and this is not to brag, but I know the power that I hold. I know that I know how to fight. I know that I can tell somebody off, that I'm witty enough. And so oftentimes I kind of tone it down because I know how dangerous I can be, right? Fighters do this too. So they tone it down. But the problem with my situation is that I have a bad habit of people pleasing as well. Working on that. But so sometimes I let people get away with too much. The problem with that is that there's less respect there, because you let somebody get away with it. Maybe somebody like puts their hands on you some type of way, joking around, or they'll say something to you that crosses a boundary that you don't like, or they'll start yelling at you, whatever it is, one time, and you let it slide. Don't let it slide. I'm not saying that you gotta fight and like beat them up instantly, or you gotta resort to something extreme. Address it right there. Address it respectfully, address it clearly. You don't want to feel like a coward later on. You don't want to feel like I should have said that, I should have done that, because it's a boundary that somebody else crossed against you. That quote of a warrior dies one death, but a coward dies 1,000, that is the application of that quote. And I'm not saying that you're a coward by not speaking up on your boundaries, but it's kind of a cowardly trait if you can agree, if you can kind of think about it, because you're trying to avoid conflict, you're trying to let things slide, even if, because you know how dangerous you can be, you know that you can, what you can do. It shouldn't be the case. You should let them know, hey, don't do that. Hey, so that's not how we speak to each other. You gotta stop right there. I'm not yelling at you. Why are we yelling? Let's speak to each other more respectfully. And then if it continues, you can decide what to do from there. But yeah, I'm not really cool with all that. You can say stuff like that and still be respectful, still be kind about it. Cause it's like, oh bro, I'm just playing. Why are you acting like that? Like yeah, but I don't play like that. Don't feel bad. And you might, you know what I'm saying? Especially if you had that quality of growing up of like people pleasing and all that stuff like that. It's a mental thing. It's a mental thing that you kind of were raised upon. Later you might feel bad, but Howard dies 1,000 deaths. And so you don't want to think about that scenario later on and be like, damn, I shouldn't have allowed that, or I shouldn't have let them say that, or I shouldn't have let that slide. And then they do it again, and then you let it slide again, and then it gets worse and worse and worse, and then you're like, damn, like how did it get to this point? If you want people to respect you, there has to be boundaries that, and you got to ask yourself and be honest with yourself, okay, what am I willing to allow? And then if somebody crosses that line, you got to address it right then and there. And that's another thing too, especially in relationships. If your girl or somebody else or a friend or whatever, they do something that you don't like that day, and then you want to bring it up like later on because you want to avoid conflict, no, address it there, because they're gonna be like, oh, well, you were cool with it this time. Why are you bringing it up now? And it's gonna be your fault. Anyways, long story short, tangent. If somebody crosses a boundary against you, no matter what it is, people gotta respect your boundaries. No matter what they think, it's your boundaries, right? Be sure of yourself and nip it in the bud and let them know. Simple as that. Cut it off and they'll stop. Most of the times, they'll stop. You can be clear and direct without being rude, is the point. Number 4 is stay consistent. Stop talking and start doing. Actions speak louder than words, and I talk about this a lot in my videos. Don't say, oh, I'm thinking of doing this. Oh, I'm gonna start working out in 6 months. I'm gonna look crazier. Hey, this is my plan. I'm gonna start. Don't do that. One, at least what I realize is nobody cares. People are gonna be like, oh, that's cool, and you're fat, and you know what I'm saying. Or some people, they're gonna be overjoyed with it. They're gonna be like, oh yeah, that's really nice, but I'm glad that you're doing that. You're on the right path. But then what happens with that is that, like I said, you feel like you've accomplished it already, so you don't really get after it like you're supposed to. That's the worst thing you could do, is tell somebody. And I know you want to like share your excitement for this new project or this new thing that you have planned, this new thing that you know is gonna work, but it's always best just to stay quiet about it. Just stay quiet about it and then let the results show. I always say this, just let the results show your work, let the results show itself. Stay quiet, because it's always best, instead of telling somebody like, yeah, I've been working out, look at my muscles, it's better when they're like, damn, I say, have you been working out? Damn, your arms look bigger, without you having to say anything. It just feels way better than you saying like, yeah, I've been working out, do you guys notice? And they're like, yeah, I noticed. Yeah, I've been seeing. 2 different reactions and 2 different levels of dopamine that you get. One is instant, one is cheap and not really fulfilling in the long term, and the other one is very fulfilling in the long term. Because when you don't speak about it and people start noticing and you start noticing, it keeps you motivated. It makes you want to keep going even more, get more results. Follow through with what you say you're gonna do. A man is a man of his word. He keeps his promises. And with that, with your plans and your goals and your aspirations, follow through with it. Nothing loses respect more than broken promises. Then you, now us as men, bro, our word is our bond. And you see this a lot less with this generation, but please conduct yourself with honor. You gotta be a man of your word. You said you're gonna help somebody on a Tuesday, you show up that Tuesday and you help them out, or don't agree to it. If you're gonna do this workout and you're gonna train and you're committed to something, commit to it fully. Don't halfway do things. We don't halfway do anything. We do everything fully. That's the mindset you gotta have. A man of character in times of peace is a man of courage in times of war. But How you do anything is how you do everything, right? That's my philosophy. That's what I believe. What you do in the small actions will show what you do in the big actions. If you can't return your shopping cart back to where it goes, or clean up after yourself, or if there's a mess there that somebody else made and you just pick it up real quick, the small actions of character that you produce every day when nobody's watching, that's when it counts, because it says a lot about who you are. And if you can't do these small actions, then how can I trust you with the big actions? Respect is earned when you show consistent integrity, consistent amount of character, especially when no one's watching. That's when it's most important. That's when it counts. Under that quote, actually, I posted something and I said that be a good man all the time, especially in the hard times, because the hard times is when it counts the most, not just when it's easy. And number 6, the last one was number 5. I didn't say it, but number 6 is confidence. This is a must. You need confidence. What is confidence? Confidence is your ability to perform this task in front of you. So how do you develop confidence? By proving to yourself that you can perform that task. By proving to you, okay, so how do I do that socially? Well, first, work on yourself. Change things in yourself that you don't like or that you're self-conscious about. Whether that's that you're overweight, whether that's your hair, or, you know what I'm saying? It doesn't matter. But also accept yourself. If there's things you can't change, like your height. I'm sure I'm 5'8", you know what I'm saying? Or your hairline or whatever it is. Like, I got a big forehead, so you already know. But I don't trip about it. People laugh about it. I don't care. It is what it is. And so you got to accept yourself, but also the things you can change it. Whatever you don't like. If you don't like that you have a little gut, then change that. You're in full control. And that's how you breed confidence firsthand. If you get shy, you're scared to death to talk to people, specifically to girls, then start talking to more people. Start creating small talk conversations. Start just, hey, I hope you have a great day. Have a good night. I like your shirt. I like your shoes. And that's it. Confidence equals competence. If you trained hard enough, if you have the answer right in front of you, if you study the answer all night and you know the answer, what are you going to be nervous about? Now, if you have a test about physics, a question that's in physics, and you didn't study, yeah, you're going to be nervous. So the confidence comes from certainty, comes from the competence. So you got to build that competence in various areas. One, to be a dangerous man, but also self-respect, and then outwardly respect, if that's what it's even called. But you know what I'm saying? A lot of people like to say, fake it till you make it. Don't do that. Don't fake it. What I find with people that try to fake confidence is that it becomes arrogance. Build real skills and abilities so that you can back up that confidence. Because it's easy to talk, it's easy to come off some type of way and act. But when it's time to show up, will you be there? That's where the respect comes in. That's when it counts. That's when it matters. Respect isn't something that you ask for. It's something that you earn. When you embody these traits, you naturally will make people look up to you with respect, like a real boss. And that's pretty much it, man. Man, love, like, subscribe, share, all that good stuff. I hope you got some benefits from this video and learned something. That's pretty much it, man. Man, love. Peace.